because lots of people get those mixed up, okay? So, what is an exponent? An exponent is this number up in the corner. What does that mean? Well, this is a 3. This is 2 cubed. So we get the 3 and we get the 2. We write 2 3 times and we multiply them. And so when we put that together, we get 4, and then we multiply the 2 and the 4, and that equals 8. So 2 cubed equals 8. Okay? So that's really what an exponent is basically you're going to multiply the big number this many times by itself. And yeah, so that's the basic gist of it. And there are some rules of exponents for when it gets very tricky, but if you learn them and you memorize them, it will make your life so much easier. So, exponents and variables, like the letters in math, when they're connected to a number, they are like the same thing. You can't separate them without multiplication or division. So, if we have 9x squared y, and we have negative 10x squared y, if we look for a pattern, we find x squared y, x squared y. That means that these have the same terms at the end. So that means they are like terms, which means we're able to combine them. If we took away this 2, we couldn't combine them because xy is not the same as x squared y. So that's the thing. So we have to have them be the same in order for it to work. So now, we just got to do 9 minus 10 because you never change this. They are the same in both things, and it's multiplication, so we're just combining them. So, just 9 minus 10, negative 1, which equals negative x squared y. That's the answer you're going to get. And so, that is like the like term, combining those. That will help you a lot with exponents, because you're going to want that. Okay? So, the product rule. This one is very important, because what if we have like 9x squared times 2x to the cubed, okay? So this, like, what do? We're multiplying them, and there's x's, so we can't solve it really, and we have, like, exponents. What do? Okay? So you can combine these, though, because, look, the term is x, and you may be like, wait a second, that doesn't make any sense, okay? So basically what we're going to do is we're going to get these and we're going to combine them. So we're going to put these together, which is 18x. But what do we do with the 2 and the 3, the exponents? So remember this, when it's multiplication, you want to add the exponents. So we're going to add 2 plus 3 equals 5. So now the new exponent is 5. The answer, when you simplify this, is 18x to the 5th. And that is how you combine with the product rule. Remember, multiplication on the big numbers means addition to the small numbers. That is the product rule. So there's a few more rules. They're quite easy to remember once you learn them. So this one's the power rule, okay? So what if you were like doing some crazy math problem and it's like 6y squared, but this entire thing is cubed. There's 3 of them. There's 2 exponents. That's super spooky, okay? But this is, with the power rule, this is really easy to solve. So all we're going to do, we're going to keep the base part of it. And remember, when the exponent has an exponent, you multiply them. So it's 6y to the 6, because 2 times 3 equals 6. So remember that. With the power rule, if the exponent has an exponent, you multiply them. And that is what you end up with, okay? The next one can get quite difficult when you have complex equations, but we're going to stick with the basics. So next one is the quotient rule. Quotient is division. So let's say we have 4xy squared over 2xy cubed, okay? So basically, I'm going to switch this real quick. Basically, we have these 2 things. They're being divided. This is scary. Like, what do? Okay? An easy way to simplify it is, because, like, this gets kind of spooky. So, once you really get into it, there's many ways you can do it. So we could just like cross out x because they're divided by each other equals 1. And we could do that to get 2. But what do you do with the 3 to the cubed and, well, not 3, y cubed and y squared? What do we do with those? They're not the same. But what you see, it's y times y times y over y times y. So if we just cross these out, we see there's 1y left. But if you want to make it easier without like doing that, literally all you can do, you just do the other part. So we get 2x, and then the y, we can get these things, the exponents, and we can subtract them. 3 minus 2 equals 1. And so that's basically saying it's y to the first now, and y to the first is just y. That's it. There's only one y. So that means that it's the same thing. This one gave us 1y left. We still only have 1y left. So either way works, but what you'll get with this problem for either method is 2xy. Okay? So that is the quotient rule. And remember, when you're dividing, you subtract. When you're multiplying, you add. Okay? So that's what you want to do. So basically, there's like one more rule, really. There's like two more rules, and one of them is really hard. One of them is super easy. It'll take like 5 seconds. Okay. The second to last rule of exponents is the negative exponent rule. Okay. Let's say we have the problem just simple, a to the negative 3 exponent. Okay. So a good way to imagine this is this right here, the negative, is a fraction sign, okay? And then we just cross it out, and then a cubed goes on the bottom, and we put a 1 on top, okay? So this is a simple one, but like, if you have a number connected to this, the number doesn't matter. So if we have 4a cubed to the negative 3, then we're gonna do the same thing, a cubed. But instead of a 1, we put a 4, because the 4 doesn't get switched. Another way to think of it is if we do this, it's really 4a to the negative 3 over 1. The negative side switches it, so instead we take this out and we move the a cubed to the bottom, okay? So we get 4 over a cubed, okay? And so that can be very complex if you apply it in a weird way. So let's say we have 4a to the negative 3 over 2 times b to the negative 4, okay? So we have this problem right here. These are going to stay, okay? But this and this, they're going to switch. So we're going to get 4 over 2 and b to the 4th and a to the 3rd. Remember to take away the negative. And if we reduce that, we can just do 2 times b to the 4th over a to the 3rd. That would work. Well, yeah, but it's easier to just do that. So that's how that's going to work. Or, yeah, so just remember for this rule, the negative sign is either a fraction or it'll turn it to the other side of it. You can think of it either of those ways, and either one works. And yeah, so that's that rule. And there's one more rule after this, so yeah. Okay, so the final rule of exponents is the 0 exponent rule. Let's say we have 13 to the 0 power. Okay, this is a really big number, kind of. And so basically, if there's a 0, it doesn't matter like how big the number it is. It could be like this, like really crazy number to the 0. It will always equal 1, no matter what you do. Because, like, let's take away the 0. Literally, all it does, we're going to put 13, you divide by 13. What does this equal? It equals 1. So instead of just doing that, you can just know that if there's a 0 exponent, it equals 1. So that's all the rules of exponents, and now you should be able to understand how to do math with exponents more easily. It can still be hard. There's some very complex equations that you have where you have to like combine the different rules, and maybe there's like lots of variables, those are scary. But just know, those rules are very helpful. They will help you with like any